and the candidate key, right? So before learning all these things, you must aware of what is primary key, what is foreign key, what is candidate key, right? So primary key, as I already told you, primary key is a unique and not null, which doesn't have any duplicate value. It have its unique value. For example, if I can talk about the student, then student ID number is a primary key for the student. If I'm talk about the book, then ISBN number is the primary key for that particular book. If I'm talking about the country, then country is having country code. If I'll talk about the city, then city is having city code or pin code. So these are the attributes which are unique, worldwide unique, and which are not null, right? It doesn't have any copy of that particular thing is exist. Second thing is foreign key. Foreign key shows relationship between two tables. The first table is known as a parent table and the second table is known as a child table, or we can say master table and detail table. So foreign key is used to show the relationship between two tables. Okay. Its example is suppose student is having a student ID as a primary key and library table is having book ISBN number as a primary key. Both the table are having their own primary key. Suppose I'm taking example of exam table, and exam table is having exam number as a primary key. Like library is having library card number as a primary key. But student can use library, student can give the exam, student can attend the classes, student is moving everywhere through the student enrollment number. So for the other table, student enrollment number will become a foreign key and that foreign key will show the relationship between two tables. Are you getting what I'm telling you? Okay, let me draw. Suppose if I'm getting some space here. Okay. For example, I'm having student table and the student enrollment number is a primary key for this table and other are the we can say name and something attribute of the student are there. So this is the student table and the other table I'm having, that is the book table, right? So book is having ISBN number as a primary key, book is having book name, book is having author, title, publisher. So these are the attributes of the book table. Now book ID or book ISBN number is the primary key for this table, right? And student enrollment number is, I can say, primary key for the student table, right? So both the table are having their own primary key. Now suppose student want to issue the book. In that case, how student can issue? Student has to give library card or student has to give a card which is having student's enrollment number. So this enrollment number is also there. On the basis of this, student can issue the book, or on the basis of enrollment number, I can say student can give the exam. So this is the enrollment number, which is the primary key of a student table. Now this primary key will become foreign key for the book table. You can see here, because book table is having its own primary key. So I cannot take other primary key. Primary key, there is a possibility of composite primary key or multiple primary key. But generally what we are doing, we are keeping one key as a primary key, right? So this is the foreign key, which is we can say for this book table. So foreign key shows the relationship between these two tables. The first table is called parent table and the second table is called child table. Or we can say first table is called master table and the second table is known as the detail table. So this is the primary key. The next key is candidate key. Now candidate key means what? Candidate key means all the possible combination of the attribute which gives us remaining all column of a table. Using that particular thing, we can retrieve all the column of that table. Suppose I'm telling about the enrollment number, student enrollment number. By giving enrollment number, we can derive name, we can derive address, we can derive city, state, all the information related to that particular student, right? So if I can take combination of certain keys, for example, if I'm taking enrollment number and exam number of that particular student, so using these two attributes, I'm going to get all the details about that particular student, right? So this combination is known as a candidate key, right? Are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Pardon? Are you getting what I'm telling you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Candidate key
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
minimal of super key. Super key can be anyone. So this combination is known as a candidate key. Using this combination, you can derive all other attributes. Now, how to find closer? What is first step? You have to attribute. You have to we can say add the attribute which is present on the left hand side in the original functional dependency. Now you can add the attribute which is present on the right hand side of that particular functional dependency. It means attribute itself will come and the functional dependency, according to the functional dependency, the attribute which is right side will also come in that particular clause. So with the help of attribute present on the right hand side, check the other attributes that can be derived from the other given functional dependency. Repeat this process until all the possible attributes which can be derived are added into the closure. For example, suppose I'm having table which is having attribute roll number, student table, detail table is having attribute roll number, then name, then marks and location, right? So I'm having, we can say functional dependency, roll number to name and marks. What I can say here, so name and marks are functionally depends on roll number. From roll number, I can get name and marks of that particular student. And marks and location are functionally depends on name. From name, you can get marks and location. These are the functional dependency they have given to you. We don't have to think anything. This is just a definition given to us, and from that definition, we have to find out the closure, right? As per the rule of closure, the thing which is at the right hand side, it itself will come, and the dependency will come, right? So thing which is on the left hand side, sorry, left hand side, but itself will come, and the dependency which are available on right hand side, that also we have to put. The first thing is roll number. So roll number itself will come, right? I have to find out the closure of roll number. So roll number itself will come. Okay. Now from the functional dependencies, here you can see our roll number itself will come. See here. Okay, I have to find out the closure of roll number. That's why roll number, whatever closure we have to find out, that particular thing will come. So roll number will come. Second thing is we are having two dependencies given. We have to check all this dependency. From the first dependency roll number, we are getting name and marks. You can check here. So this is the first dependency, and this one is our second dependency. So from this first dependency, we are getting name and marks. So we have to put name and marks also, and roll number also, right? Now we are having roll number, marks, and name. Now we have to check one by one and combination also. From roll number, we are getting name and marks. It is already there. From name, if we are getting anything, then we have to put yes. From name, we are having second functional dependency. From name we are getting marks and location, but marks is already there, that's why we have to put only location, right? So we can say here from roll number we are getting roll number, marks, name and location. Now it's clear to you guys? Are you getting? Hello, are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Shall I go further?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the relation is given to us is R, A, B, C, D, E. These are the attributes of this relation. And the functional dependencies given are A to B, C to B, D to E, and E to D. Now what I have to do, I have to find out the closure of all the attributes, all the individual attributes. First I'm trying for A, I'm trying for B, C, D, and E. Okay. So you can check here how we are getting this. So as per the rule of dependencies given to us, we have to first write down the closure of A, which we want to find out. Closure of A is equal to what it will come. You have to answer me. Now you can answer easily. Tell me what are the closures of A. Don't see the answer. Just tell me. From A, what I'm getting?
BC. B and C.
A itself will come, right? The attribute which is given on left hand side itself will come. So A itself will come. Second, the dependency A tends to BC is given. So from this we are getting B and C. Right? Now you have to check everything. Whether there is from this 3 we are getting anything, or from combination of any 2 we are getting anything, combination of 3 individual, everything, whatever we are in bracket, that we have to check, right? Now let's check one by one. Now we are checking second dependency, that is C tends to B. Okay, that is fine. That is related to our this relation. C tends to B, but B is already there, C is already there, so we don't have to repeat it. We don't have to allow redundant attribute. We don't have to write it. We just write it. We just keep it as it is. Now the next dependency is B tends to E, but we don't have B and E here, so no, nothing will come. The next dependency is E tends to D. Again, we don't have E and B here. Nothing is there. We just have to check the attribute given in left hand side. From left to right, we have to go. Right? So now nothing is given. Everything, whatever we are having, we got it. So this is our answer. Anyone is having any doubt? You can even come with the, we can say, sit with the note pen and book. So you will easily calculate by yourself also. And whenever I'll ask you, you can frequently reply me, instantly reply me. So I don't know why you are not sitting with the note and pen. I request you to please sit with note and pen, so you can easily reply to me. The next I have to search is for the closure of B. Now tell me what will come as a closure of B.
Only B.
Roll number 1 will answer. Is that a roll number 1? No, I think CSCC. It starts from which roll number?
131.
Okay, 131 will reply to me. What is the closure of B? Absent. If you will not reply now, then I will consider you as absent. No idea, you can speak. If you don't have any idea, now in that case you can speak, ma'am, no idea. Right? So, roll number 132. Roll number 132 will reply. What is closure of B? 133, 4, 5, 6, 7. It means nobody is there. Roll number 145.
134 present, ma'am.
Roll number
134.
134. So tell me what is the closure of B?
Ma'am, B has no functional dependency, so only B will come.
Excellent. Now who will reply me closure of C? Roll number 146. Is roll number 146 present here?
Yes, ma'am.
No,
Roll number
Yes, ma'am.
146, 47. Okay, tell me what is the answer of closure of C?
it would be C, B,
Yes,
B and
then
C.
C, then
and B.
and then
Yes, ma'am, that's it.
that's it. How C and B? You are right. The answer is correct. I don't have any problem with your answer.
Yes.
The answer is absolutely correct. But how you got this answer? Tell me fast. Okay. So you are finding the closure of zero. Anyone else? Roll number 150. Are you able to answer me how you got this answer? 51. Roll number
Yes.
53, 153. Yes, tell me how you got C. Pardon? Tell me
Ma'am,
how you got
C, in
from
second
C.
dependency, C is dependent to B, so B will come, and we have to find closure of C, so C will come.
Excellent, very nice. So C itself will come because the thing which we have to find out, the closer that thing itself will come and a dependent thing will come, right? So C itself will come, and here from the second dependency we are getting C tends to B, so B will also come, right? Now the next is next dependency we have to find out is D. Now any one of you can answer. I'm not asking anybody. Now you can reply willingly. Anyone has to
D
tell
and
me what
E.
is the
D and E.
D and
E.
how
D is dependent on E and E is dependent on D.
D itself will come. That is fine. Now D tends to E. It means E will also come. E tends to D. But D is already there, so we are not going to repeat it. So from the closure of D, we are getting D and E. Now we have to find out the closure of E. Who will give me answer? What is the closure of E?
E. E. E.
E and
E and D. D.
Only
D.
E.
Very
D.
nice. Yes.
D.
See here in this example, there is a printing mistake. Right? I have taken this example from the internet, but this is the printing mistake they are having. But the answer is E and D. Why? Because E itself will come, and from the dependency, we can find out E tends to D, so D will come. And from the dependency D tends to E, the E will come. But E and D is already there, so no need to repeat. Now we are having another relation given R A B C with functional dependency. A tends to B and B tends to C. Now what we have to do, we have to find out the closure of all these things. First is we have to find out the closure of A. What is the answer? Who will reply me? Roll number 153. What is the closure of A? Roll number 153 has to reply me.
A, B, C.
What will be the closure of A? 154.
A, B, and C. A, B, and
A,
C.
then
B and C.
okay, fine. A, B, and C. These are the closure
C.
of A. How you got? You have to reply me with answer.
Ma'am, because if you want to find the closure of A, then A itself will become, and A is dependent
Okay.
on B. Then B come, and B is dependent on C. Then C will come. Then A, B, and C.
Very nice. Excellent. Closure of B. Who is last roll number in your class? That person has to speak. What is the closure of B? Who is the last? 170. 4, 5. What is the last roll number? Okay, 159 will reply. So I can say that from closure of B, we are getting B, and from the dependency B tends to C, we are getting C. So these are my answer. B and C is my answer because we have to find out the closure of B. Again, we have to check the dependency. B tends to C. It is given in second dependency, so I have to write C. Now I'm not getting anything from C, so I have to put it as it is. The next dependency is next is the closure of C. We have to find out, and the answer is 156 number has to reply. Who is 156? 157, 158, 9, 60,
Ma'am,
61. Nobody is there. It means
only C will come.
yes.
It has no other dependency.
Okay, fine. Okay, next example. Now you don't have to see the answer. You just write down the definition and calculate it, and you have to answer me. Everyone has to calculate. I'm again asking you. You have to only reply me, right? Now you have to tell me what is the closure of A? What is the closure of B, C, D, and E? All the closures you have to find out, and then we have to find out the candidate key. There are two ways to find out the candidate key: from the closure and from the we can say the attribute which is not present on right hand side. That attribute will become our candidate key, right? So the relation R is having A, B, C, D, and E, and functional dependencies are given. A tends to B, C tends to B tends to E, and E tends to D. Now we are finding out the closures. Suppose I'm finding the closure of A. So what will come? What will be the answer? Roll number 140 to 150. Anyone can speak from roll number 140 to 50.
A, B, and C.
Ma'am, 144 ABC.
How ABC?
Ma'am, A is dependent on B and C, where B is depend. Oh, sorry. Yes. B is dependent on itself, and C is dependent on C and B.
Okay, A itself will come, right? Second, we have to check the dependency. From the dependency, A tends to B. It means BC depends on A. So from this dependency, A tends to BC. We are getting B and C. That we have to put. Now we have to check whether we are getting anything from B here. No, we are not getting anything from B here. There is no B on left hand side. Okay, now we have to check for the C. Is there anything we are getting from the C? So is there C left hand side? Yes. Here is the C left hand side. So from C tends to B, we are getting B, but B is already there. So we don't have to repeat it, right? Now from the combination we have to check, but there is no combination is given. A, B, B, C, C, A, like no combination is given. D and E are not in our bracket. So we can say that from A we are getting A, B and C. A itself will come, A tends to BC, so BC will come. C tends to B is already there, and the closure is over for the A. Now we have to find out the closure of B. What we are getting from the closure of B?
B itself.
Yeah, B itself will come because there is no dependency from B, right? So B itself will come. Now what is the closure of C?
B and C.
B and C. Okay, C itself will come, and from C tends to B is there. B tends to nothing is there, so only C and B will come. Fine. Now what is the closure of D? फटाफट बोलो चलो.
D and D.
So D will come, and from B what I'm getting? B I'm getting E. So D and E are the closure. What is the closure of E?
E and D.
E itself will come, and from E tends to D we are getting D. So E and D is the answer. Now we have to find out the we can say candidate key. Okay, for finding out the candidate key, there are two ways. The shortcut I'm telling, sometime in GATE exam and other exams they are asking. So there are shortcut way also. Okay, the first shortcut way is you have to find out which attributes are missing in right hand side from the relation. So you can check B and C is there in right hand side. So you already there, it is cutted down. E, cut down E. B, cut down B. Now only A remains. So we have to check whether from A we are getting A, B, C, D, E or not. So we have to first find out the closure of A, and from this we know that the closure of A is A, B and C. What it means, we are not getting B and E. B and E are still missing. So what we have to do, we have to check for any possible combination with A. Okay, so from which combination we are getting? B tends to E we are getting. So first combination here we can take is A comma B. So using this A comma D, sorry. The first combination we have to take is A comma D. So A will come, B will come from the closure of A, and from the closure of B, D and E will come. D itself will come and D tends to E is there. So D and E will come. So we are getting A, B, C and A, B, C, D and E, all the attributes of this relation we are getting from this combination. So this is our candidate key. I told you as per the rule, suppose I am taking the combination of student enrollment number and student name, then I'm getting all the information related to that particular student. And if I'm taking combination of, we can say, student enrollment number and student exam number, then I'm getting all the detail of that particular student. So this combination will become my candidate key. And next combination if I can take is A and E. From E also we are getting D. So the next combination is A and E. So again we are getting, you can check the closure of A, A, B, C, check the closure of E, E and B. So finally combination of these two we are getting A, B, C, D and E using A and E. So here we are getting A, B, C, D and E, right? So these are our possible candidate keys. Are you getting or not? Do you have any doubt in candidate key? Shall I repeat? If you have doubt, then all the exams are coming. Let me check. Canonical cover we will see later on. Now we have to find out the candidate keys. The relation given us is A, B, C, D and E relation R is having, and the functional dependencies given are A tends to C, E tends to D, B tends to C, right? So these is the dependencies they have given to us: first, second and the third functional dependency. This dependency I have written here, nothing else I have done, right? So I can make it easy. I can find out which are the missing attribute in right hand side. So from the right hand side I have to find out. Okay, first I'm checking C. C is already there, so I'm cutting it. Now D. D is already there, I'm cutting it. Okay, so what are the missing things? Missing things are A, B and E. So I have to find out the closure of A, B and E. Okay, and check whether I'm getting all the attribute. It means A, B, C, D, E, everything I'm getting or not, that we have to put. So from A we are getting A, from B we are getting B, E is already there. Now we have to check the dependencies. So from A I'm getting C, from dependency 1. From E I am getting B, from dependency 2. From B I am getting C, but C is already there. So what is my answer? My answer is A, B, C, D and E. So here A, B, C, D and E. The whole relation I am getting with using this combination A, B and E. So this A, B and E will become my candidate key. The next is Next example given is, let me write down first. These are the three functional dependencies given to us. Now we have to find out which are the missing attributes in this right hand side. So I can see that first I have to check B. B is already there. Then I have to check E. E is already there. And the D. D is already there. So only missing things are A and C. And we have to find out the closure of A and C. So which are the missing value that will become our candidate key. So from A and C, we are getting A, we are getting C. From the dependency A, we are getting B and E. So, and from the dependency third, B tends to D. So we are getting D also. So for the combination of A and C, we are getting A, B, C, D and E. A, B, C, D and E. So we are getting whole relation using this combination. So our candidate key is A and C. Next example. Next example is relation R is given and A, B, C, D, E and F is given. Dependencies are given here. A tends to B. B tends to D. C tends to D. E tends to F. These are the dependency 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, tell me which is the missing thing in right hand side. You have to answer me. Who will answer me? You have to answer me willingly. Which are the missing things in right hand side?
A, C, and E.
Please reply. Huh? Which are the missing
A,
things?
C, and E.
A, B,
A,
and
C,
D.
E.
A, C, E.
Yes.
Okay, let me check. B is there, so I'm crossing B. D is there, so I'm crossing D. E is there. Sorry, F is there. So the remaining values are A, C and E. Okay, A, C and E are the remaining values. So from A, C and E, I have to find out the closure. Let me know the closure of A and C. Who will reply me? What are the closure of A and C? A, C and E.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
How?
A depends on A itself will come, C itself will come, and E itself will come. Then
Very nice.
A tends to B, and B tends to D. Then A, B, C, D, and E tends to F.
Excellent. So A, B, A, C and E itself will come. Okay. And from dependency, we are getting A tends to B. So we are putting B here. Dependency 2, B tends to D. So we are getting B here. C tends to D, but C and D are already there. E tends to F. E tends to F. F is not there. So you can put E tends to F. E is there, but F is not there. So we are getting A, B, C, D, E, and F. So these are the, we can say, combination of A, C, and E. This is the our candidate key. Now you note down this example 4 and 5. These are the practice example you have to do by yourself and submit me a photo of that particular example calculated by you. Example. You have to calculate by yourself and submit me as an assignment. Write down it. Only this you have to write down, nothing else, nothing much. Just write down this. Shall I go further? Guys, have you written this?
Yes, ma'am.
Please reply.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The next definition is this, that also you have to write down, and you have to calculate the whole example, and you have to send me its copy. Whatever you are sending now, you have to send it by your name. Sorry, enrollment number, branch underscore enrollment number. You have to mention in all the mail. Whatever assignment or whatever exercise I'm giving to you, you have to give the title, your branch underscore enrollment number. So this is the next example you have to complete today. Practice examples. If you do practice now, then and then only you will going to get that. Okay, you just write down your enrollment number in chat box so I can take your attendance.